So I want to do a follow-up video that kind of builds on what we talked about in the last lesson, where we built a screener to look over the next 2 weeks for the companies reporting earnings in the financial sector. Now, what happens when we move from forward-looking to looking in the past, right? So we have this list of stocks that are reporting earnings in the future, but how do we track them after they've reported earnings? Because that screener that we set up in the last video was forward-looking for 2 weeks. So for this, we're going to go to Earnings Winner IO. I'm on the screener tab, which you can get to by clicking on this little chart icon over here. And if we go into the screener menu, we have presets, and these are screeners that I've built and provided for free to everybody that uses this platform. Go ahead and check out this recent earnings winners screen. I use this every day. This is by far my most used and most useful screener. And let's pull in a couple of additional columns here. We'll pull in sector, and I don't necessarily care about the company name or anything like that. But let me tell you a little bit about this screen. So if we go to summary, we can see all the details. I have a set of filters already. So we have some for earnings day. ED is shorthand for earnings day. So earnings day percent change above 3, and then we have a couple of more filters here. The one that I really want to highlight is percent change from earnings day high to the last price is greater than -1. The ability to filter based on earnings day price levels doesn't exist anywhere else. Okay, I've done extensive research trying to find ways to do this, and I couldn't find it, so I built this app to do it. And that's really the edge that you get by using this app. And there are all kinds of tools out there for charting and analyzing sectors and stocks and all this stuff. But this is really what I use the Earnings Winner platform for, is to find these post-earnings breakouts. So what this filter specifically is going to look for, it's going to look for any stocks that have reported earnings. I have the date range here for the last 2 weeks. So any stocks in the last 2 weeks that are trading near their earnings day high. Okay, so let's take a look at that, and I can filter or sort here. So you can see that Wells Fargo finance sector reported earnings. Today's April 15th, so it reported earnings yesterday. You can see it's within 0.5% of its earnings day high. So if we pull up a chart, you can see this was earnings yesterday, April 14th, before the open. They had this nice green candle, up 5.5%, which is a pretty strong earnings reaction. Now today, we have this price action where it tried to push higher. The day high yesterday was 42.18. We topped out almost exactly that today, 42.17. Pulled back, and now we're bouncing a little bit, and we can kind of drill into this and see what that looked like. So looks like this morning it tried to make a push higher right out of the open, couldn't do it, kind of faded off. And as we took out these consolidation lows from yesterday, people really started to sell out. That was this is probably a bunch of stop losses getting triggered, people trying to ride the momentum higher and getting stopped out. And it looks like buyers have stepped in here, and it caught a base, and now it's uptrending, which is a really good price action. And what I would like to see here is this continue, maybe consolidate a little bit, and then break out over this yesterday's high and today morning high, and really start to push upward, over the next couple days or weeks. So this is like my premier setup. You want a strong earnings reaction on the day of earnings, and then you want this price action to hang around these highs and retest those, and then once it breaks out and starts to move up, that's when you buy, and you can risk based on this earnings day high and this breakout level, and you've got a superior risk reward